born ready.
All right. Your lights off. Hi, guys.
My light's
Welcome
off,
to
yeah.
Wingingit.
Wingingit. Pronunciated.
Today we are sponsored by Choosy Beggars
No, you don't say that.
by Abbey
Babe,
Vale.
that's like copyright,
Wines.
man. I don't know if you can say stuff like that unless you're literally sponsored.
Obviously, Obviously, I'm making a joke.
So first you headbutt me and now you headbutt
It was
the mic.
accidental. Cheers.
Episode 4. Wait. Episode
Bro,
4?
this is so close to my face. Hang on.
Yeah, it needs to be because they are not going to hear you.
No, I feel like I'm just going to keep smacking into it.
Don't be so clumsy. These mics, they keep catching on my beard. Look,
On your beard?
look.
Or bed?
Babe.
Hang on, I'm trying to position myself. Yeah.
Look, the catches on the beard and shit.
It's like a beard tremaine.
Oh, Rose.
Where are we live from?
Rose, no way, Jose. Anyway, we're in a very, we're in the middle of a dark ass field.
We
That's for
are.
sure.
But today is podcasting day, so the time does not matter, and time is an illusion, isn't it?
There's less bugs out, which is surprising.
Oh my god, they all disappeared. It was literally a bug fest.
I reckon it's because
Gyodtha.
Gyodtha, the crocodile, he's coming.
Oh, the crocodile, that's right. So we have a fence. If you're watching, I don't know if you can see, you probably cannot see.
Definitely can't see, I don't think.
But in the dark here amongst us lurks a crocodile, a big one, and there's a fence that
They even named it.
separates us from this croc.
So we're staying on this Aboriginal land at the moment. It's protected, and we're lucky enough to be allowed to camp here, which is pretty cool. Just found it on the old wiki camps. Not sponsored or nothing, but if you're into camping and stuff, definitely download wiki camps if you haven't already, because it shows a lot of good stuff. But it also misses a lot of stuff as well, I think, nowadays especially. Oh yeah, get on. It's late. I'm very tired, but I'm here.
It is late. What time is it at the moment?
10 o'clock maybe.
10 o'clock. That's grandpa time. Time for bed. How are we going to sit on this?
Time for my
I'm currently sitting on a long board with a microphone attached to it.
If that's not Kiwi ingenuity from me, I don't know what else.
I feel very uncomfortable.
It's good. It just needs a backing. But if you want, you can move up and down, a little forward.
I don't think I can
need to
move
reach
up and
for
down. I'm
something, you
very
can take a
limited
little
to my
home.
space. But I'll roll with it.
Oh yeah, it's fucking bedtime, eh? It's time for my blowjob and snooze. Anyway. We have left Townsville, ladies and gentlemen, and we are headed to Cairns. We stopped in between, obviously, because it's it's not even that long a drive. We could have done it all in one hit. But there's a few places we want to see along the way, which we'll drop some footage of today's. You might see on the story. Did we post some stuff on the story?
Oh my lordy.
Did we post stuff on the story?
We did not. What a story about what we did?
Yeah.
But I just remembered.
You did, because the dingo's on the story,
Yes,
I'm pretty sure.
yes. But I just remembered, my love, just give me a quick little moment. We have been vlogging as much as we possibly could.
For what? What are you doing?
This is for our vlog, my love. Let me just
hit it.
wipe my phone
Oh,
screen.
yeah, hit it. But you got to put the flash on, but don't startle me. Do you need a light?
Yeah, but I can't see you like that, my babe. Turn your head.
See that, guys?
torch
Watch.
up.
Look at this. I came fucking prepared. If there's something in this tree,
He's got a head torch on.
I will spot it.
It's a shit head torch.
It's not the brightest, but
All
it
right.
can help me.
Hang on, uno momento.
Podcasting 101.
Woo!
You got to make sure the socials are vibing,
Can't
bruv.
even see our camera. We are using our car lights for lighting at this hour.
But listen.
Listen.
We now have a very good, very expensive camera. And you're going to see what the difference between phone footage and very good camera footage. We're shooting at night and it's still getting us good. But also, we can take extremely high quality photos. We had some today of a very nice waterfall where we went.
too, yeah.
You'll see, we'll post up on Instagram the photo of me in the waterfall, and it's fucking in this beautiful shirt. It just goes so well. Trust me. But yeah, as I was saying, we've now left Townsville. We're heading up to Cairns. Finally happening. We stopped at a waterfall today. We're going to go to some hot springs tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. Never seen any actual natural hot springs where you can dip ski lala and po in there. But I'm fucking super keen on that. But today, yeah, we went to the waterfall. What do you want?
A vivid of me, please.
Thank
you.
Today we went to the waterfall. Do you want the flash on, babe?
Yeah.
You can see the camera a little bit.
Can you? Not really.
Anyway.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Rudely interrupting me. I've got bad memory as it is.
You always forget to film me.
Oh, you take the drink
I'm
too.
stealing this off you.
This fucking thing. So the waterfall today, big windy roads, a lot of wildlife. We saw a dingo.
I know, and it kind of tricked us for a moment because we thought maybe that's just
domesticated
someone's pet.
dog. Because speaking of dogs, we fucking come across. I don't know what it is, babe. I think we've got like some sort of voodoo, or we're like destined to be like dog rescuers or own like a rescue company. Nah, you need that way close to your mouth.
I'm very uncomfortable, my friend.
Yeah, but my friend, they're not going to hear you.
There you go. I'm just
Inshallah.
I'm trying to make this comfortable for me, all right?
Hey.
Because I have no backing. This is...
You're doing well though. You've got a nice posture going on.
Not really. I just feel very uncomfortable because I don't know where to put my...
That's good.
I'm balancing on my buttocks.
You're
anyway, carry on what you were saying. Don't worry about me. Don't mind me just trying to...
So we come across dogs upon dogs upon dogs, I think, and it's very strange. Like, we must have like some sort of internal connection with dogs, or like we're destined to own a bloody dog rescue business, because since we left our house and since we left to travel, we've come across at least 10 to 15 like dogs just roaming the street. We're always rescuing dogs. You will see, we're going to drop a little Insta post of Anya and all the dogs. Yeah. There's just so many dogs. Just so many roaming dogs that we pick up and find their home or find their owners. Like, we're just... It's something weird, eh? It's like we can't go anywhere without finding dogs. So we thought that the dingo might have been a dog, but we didn't get out. We just double checked because it definitely looked like a dingo as well. What are you doing?
I'm trying to get comfortable.
You're comfortable. Shh.
I'm not.
Just talk in the mic, because
don't worry about me.
You must. You don't want to sit here because the bad side of your face.
Yes,
so you need to deal with the uncomfortableness.
Do you guys have a favorite side of your face?
Does anyone else have a bad side of their face? I think my face is flawless all around.
It is, but unfortunately, I wasn't born like
you got a good face.
Thanks, babe.
Yes.
But it's not flawless like yours, so.
You don't have a face that you want to punch. You know how some people have a face that you look at and you're like, I want to punch that face?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have one of those, so...
I'm happy about that. Thank you.
It's a very good positive that your face is...
Thank you, babe. I love you.
Thank you. I love you too, yeah. I've got a punchable face. My face is already all butchered up.
It's alright. It's not too shabby.
But I was talking about dogs because I love dogs and Anya loves dogs and we always find them. So we're going to start dog rescues eventually after these travels. We're going to buy blocks of land and we're going to just rescue heaps of dogs.
Yeah, it's really, really, it's concerning and worrying to see how many dogs just, I don't know, run off, or people aren't paying attention.
People just don't give a fuck, yeah.
Literally, just the other day, where were we? I was literally on a run after I was running a marathon, pretty much, is what you could say. I was running after a dog. We drive by, it's a hot day, it's like 30 something degrees, scorching hot. We see this dog just sitting on the pavement by itself. We're like, okay, its owner must be around. We're like, well, let's double check. And Leon's like, oh, it's probably fine. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, well, it only takes 5 minutes to check. You know what I mean? And we're always in this
But it
situation.
never takes 5 minutes to check because
Yeah,
either you have to chase the dog around for 50 minutes or you catch the cunt and then you have to hold
sure.
him for
Yes.
2-3 hours, you know what I mean?
Yes, but what I was trying to say is it takes 5 minutes to check if someone's there or not.
Yeah,
And obviously
true.
the rest of it takes longer if someone's not there.
Mm,
So we went to check. This guy doesn't have an owner. So we come out, try and call him over, and then it turns into a massive chase. This guy starts running on the road in front of
When she
cars.
says guy, she means dog, guys.
The
So.
guy, the dog is a guy. Starts running onto the road. And
Almost
then,
got hit by a car. It was so close.
so close, yes. And
No road safety,
it ran through the streets, and I was like, oh my god, this poor fella, he's gonna get run over. So I go after him, and he's a speed demon. He is speeding through the streets. Is blazing hot. Oh my god, it is blazing hot. I am sweating, and I'm running like there's no tomorrow after this dog, just trying to catch him to just make sure he's safe, because I actually genuinely care about the well-being of this dog. And I'm chasing him, and he's running like a speed demon, and I'm running and running, and I'm like, holy shit, I have not run like this in fucking ages. And this old man is on a scooter going past me. He's like, do you want help? I can get him. And I'm like, oh, if you can catch him. And he's on the scooter, scooting past me after this dog. This poor thing is scared of him. And literally, we run for freaking ages, so far away. I'm all puffed out. I'm calling Leon. I'm like, hey, babe.
Civilian help.
I'm like,
see, that's the thing.
I was puffed out. He's still in the same location.
You were playing it. You were working harder, and I was working smarter.
You were just in the same place being lazy.
Me and an old lady tagged. Sorry, this is. It was consensual. No. Me and some old lady, we formalized a plan that we would find where this dog lives. But she roughly knew where the house was, so instead of me chasing off after Anya the dog, I had my thinking cap on, and so I thought, we'll go across the road, we'll find the owner. Anyway, long story short, he wasn't home. There was a dude looking after his house, and he said, oh, it always escapes, but it always comes back. It goes for a walk to the park or to the beach, and then it comes back. I'll leave the gate open for it. And then so I called Anya and said, oh, he's going to leave the gate open, blah, blah, blah. I'll come to you and have a look. But then she's like, oh, it's running back towards you. And then all I need to do is start the truck, drive for 2 seconds down the road, and I come across the doggy, and he's there. And he just ran home.
Yeah, he ran back home.
Took Anya on a massive loop.
Took me on a massive loop, literally like through the suburbs, down the construction area, down the walking path of the beach, then onto the beach, and then I was running on the sand back to this like lagoony, swampy area, and he went back to the suburbs, and I went after him. By that time, I was so puffed out, I was just like, couldn't breathe. But
that's us, you know.
it's us. But in saying that, not all dogs are like that. A lot of the time when we do come by them, they've either escaped. I don't know, most of the time they have escaped. We have like a 90% success rate. There are a couple that we just...
stray beggars that just...
They're quick. They're gone. They show up in front of you. We're like, look, it's so funny. Like some days, right, we'll just like talk about everything that's happened, how many animals we saved, and like, I'm just minding my own business, and I'm like, oh, like we're feeding the dogs. I'm like, okay, I hope a dog doesn't show up in the middle of nowhere because it's dark outside. I'm feeding the dogs. I don't want anything to go wrong. And I just look to the side of the car. And
whoa, dude, something's on me, bro.
What is it? Probably some bug. And I look to the side, and it looks like a pit bull. And I'm like, babe, there's a dog. There's a dog. There's a dog. So we quickly throw the dogs in the car, and then go get this dog. And I don't think it was a pit bull. What was that one? Do you remember?
Yes, it
Was it a pit
was.
bull?
It was like a
Yeah,
It was a little. It was a little pity cross like Staffy or
Yeah.
something.
Anyway,
But it was a really nice dog, and it was loving pets and stuff. And then it had a um, name tag and number and stuff on it. If you got a dog, man, chuck a name tag on the dog
and
with a number so that
and
someone
an
can
address, preferably, actually.
call. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so hard. Even with the number, like you'll call somebody, and nobody picks up. And we're like, "Hey, your dog. We got your dog," and no one answers. Or we've been in the small town Kilcoy, which we actually have been in a few times, and one of the times there, we found two. Were they bull mastiffs?
No, they were bull Arabs,
Bull
like
Arabs.
hunting specimens.
Two bull Arabs, skinny, so skinny. We thought they had been lost for a while, but they were someone's hunting dogs. And after searching through the whole entire town for a few hours, their owners showed up out of nowhere, being like, "Hey, that's my dog. That's my dog." Like we were gonna steal it or something. I was considering that, but only because we didn't know what to do with the dogs. It's so hard to actually get a hold of like any vets, any animal services, anyone. Like we have two dogs already, so we can't really take on another dog. It's already a challenge with the two that we have. But we're like I love dogs, I love animals. I will always go out of my way to help. Like we always will do that. But it's like it's so hard to get in touch with any animal services. And a lot of the time we're in a town, like a smaller town, or like it's a Sunday and
Or
everything is
after
shut on a
hours.
Sunday. No council, no animal welfare, no RSPCA, nobody's there. And nobody wants to take them. And we live out of a car, you know? Like the other day we were in a park. Not a park, a beach. And there was a little like playground. And there was a puppy, just a little bubba by itself. And I'm like, what the hell? I thought it was a sausage dog. I thought the owner was there. I like walk over to check, and it's just a little puppy, and it's just like runs up to me, and I'm like, oh my god! And it's just like this little thing with a little roly polies with short little stubby legs. I'm like, what the hell? How could somebody leave you? And I genuinely thought someone dumped it, but it was the parent was putting in the baby seat or something and had left
Drove
the
off without
puppy.
the dog.
Yeah, left the puppy outside and drove off with the kid.
But the daughter was apparently the daughter said, "Oh, where's the dog?" And then she's like, "Oh shit, I left it at the playground."
Yeah.
But what I reckon happened was she was probably trying to dump the dog, and then when her daughter brought it up, she felt bad, so she's like, "Fuck, I better go back and get the dog."
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, but it seemed pretty suspect.
It was a bit suspect. But I'm like, how can you forget your dog? How can you? I don't know. Have you guys been in that situation where you have left your dog somewhere and you've forgotten about them?
Nah,
Chunkson's crying.
can't say I have.
She's being a little baby.
Sometimes I wish I could just boot them out and forget about them.
Oh, never.
Naughty little dogs.
Never. Yeah, they are naughty.
Naughty little doggos, bruv.
Definitely. But yeah, I think like with these experiences, we feel like it is our calling because we're constantly in the situation helping dogs. We might as well
Do
have
something with it,
something, do something towards it. And we feel a bit inspired to have a side of our business helping dogs.
Yeah, it'll be something like we're on our way to making a little clothing line for everyone, and it'll be like I don't know, a percentage of every T-shirt or every item of clothing will go towards dogging,
Dog.
fucking in a car while people are watching.
Some dogging.
Nah, dog rescues and whatnot. Maybe here, maybe overseas. There's a really good guy on TikTok who saves dogs from the meat trade in Africa and in China. So that'll be cool to give him a whole bunch of cash to help support the movement.
Okay, guys, one moment. I have a crying child.
Or start our own movement. I would love to start my own rescue. That'd be pretty cool. But obviously we're travelling, so at the moment that's not really an option. You got to wait. But there will be things on the side. Like I said, a percentage of every purchase or a percentage of every item of clothing bought. These things are coming. They are in the making. But yeah, fuck, the bugs are coming back, eh? It's pretty good in the swag though, because you got that little net stops the bugs coming in, and it's very cozy in there, you know. Speaking of cozy, this weather is fucking very warm lately. But we're out of Townsville. God bless that. There's some don't know why everyone doesn't like Townsville. Townsville's not bad. I like the Strand, the Walkway. You get your odd things happening in Townsville, like depending where you are. Like the other day when I was in the city, well, if you can call it a fucking city. But you know, like Townsville's real good, real chill until like you go to the town or the city, what they call the city, maybe like late at night on certain nights. Like I don't know, I went there to heat some muscle meals up, and I don't even know what it was, like a Thursday night, heating up some muscle meals at the what is it, the Night Owl?
The Night Owl, yeah.
At the Night Owl, just over there in the city part. And there's a guy walking with his missus being all rowdy and shit. And then he started smacking her up. And I was just chilling there, eating my... no shit, no word of a lie, just munching my food. And he's like, what? Bang! Fucking smacks his missus in the face. And then he like...
Does he like punch her or slap her?
No, he's just fucking mad old straight right. Boom! And then she's, and then he like... picked her up and slammed her into this concrete pillar like with her face, and then Albo like was punching her in the face, and then someone was like oi, and then he like was looking up and dragging her around and shit, and then I was like fuck, I got all angry, and then so I went to the back of the patrol and I opened up the toolbox and I got out my little mini sledgehammer. I got like this little people that know, it's like a half sledgehammer or something, and I just pulled out the sledgehammer and I just fucking rocked over there. And I was like, can't get off now. And he looked up and saw I had this big fucking hammer in my hand. He's like, oh shit, like sort of backed up. But he was like keen to tussle even with a hammer in my hand. But I scared him off a little bit. But I wasn't going to hit him with the hammer. That's just fucked up and stupid. I'm not looking to catch that charge.
Yeah, but you were just trying to diffuse the situation and scare him off a bit.
I think if he came at me, I would have just hit him with the right whilst holding the hammer and just not even use it.
You're like, you go for a swing, but you give him a punch instead.
I just like faked it in his face, so he like backed up. And then this other fat dude came over and was like talking to him, and then they ended up having a punch up, so I didn't even have to do anything. Yeah. But he got fucking KO'd.
Did he?
Kinda.
Shit.
He got dropped like twice. And then he was still like getting up, like swearing at everyone, thinking he was a man. And then the cops came and they arrested that dude. And they couldn't get him in the back of the truck for ages. And then they got him in there and slammed the door on him. He was headbutting the door and kicking the door real hard and shit. And I was just sitting there still eating my muscle meal, just laughing at him.
Yeah.
And his missus backed him up, the fucking egghead. After getting her brains macked up, she fucking... Still backed him up. I'll leave him alone.
Yeah, because he's gonna bash her after he gets out of jail. What's he gonna do? He's gonna go back
maybe
home
he'll bash
and beat
some
the life
brain
out
cells
of her.
in her.
She's gotta have his back. I feel like a lot of the time when people are in relationships like that, it's like they see no out, and for her, I think it's like she lives with that man. You know what I mean? What's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? He's just gonna get out of jail the next day. They're going to go back to their relationship and he's still going to beat her ass and she can't leave him because she's in an abusive relationship. You know what I mean? She loves him, but then he beats the living shit out of her and then she's too scared to leave. You know what I mean? It's just like this toxic cycle she's in.
It's funny though because he's such a pussy. Like he was beating the fuck out of her, and then when
he's obviously a pussy for beating the fuck out of her.
And then when the dude fought him, he was just throwing stupid haymakers, and he got dropped twice. Like doesn't even know how to fight, and he's all like, "Stand down, big fella, stand down, I'll drop you." And then he just gets fucked up. I was like, "You're lucky it wasn't me, bro." Fuck. But
obviously,
it's so funny because it's like a lot of the time that's the tale of the tape. But I remember this one time in New Zealand when I thought it was the same situation. Like I thought some dude was beating up his missus. And then so my brother and I went over there and we went to sort this dude out. We were going to fucking beat him up or something. And then we rock up and then it was like this big ass butty chick and she was fucking him up. And he was like, had two fucking, both his legs were in fucking braces, or what do you call it? Like casts. And he was like, hey man, she fucking beats me all the time. And we're like, what the fuck is going on here? And then he said, she threw me off the balcony like twice and I broke my legs and stuff. And he's like, I need to get out of here. Let's go. And we're like, what do you mean? Where you want to go? And he's like, I want to go to the airport. And then so we chucked him in our car.
Oh my gosh.
And we boosted off to the airport and she jumped in her car and she was chasing us for like fucking 20 minutes.
Psycho mode
She wanted
activated.
to fuck him up. So
my
he hightailed out of there. We got him to the airport.
So did he actually end up flying out? Do you know?
I think so.
Do you know where he flew out to? Mexico?
Probably best not to tell just in
Hawaii?
case that putty bitch bashed us and got the info.
Jeez. Boy,
Tortured
that's
the
so
info
intense.
out of us.
And that is so fascinating because a lot of people believe that females are usually the victims in the
They
relationship.
probably are.
Well, maybe majority of the time, but no one ever sheds light on the fact that there are men
Yeah, there'd be some
in abusive
girls out
relationships.
there that can swang, man. There'd be some big girls
Hell
out
yeah.
there.
If that guy was sitting in friggin' cast because she threw him
getting
down the balcony.
Imagine getting
There's a movie.
imagine getting tossed over your own balcony.
But it's so
And then she
funny,
goes,
though.
now eat my pussy later on that night. And you're too
my
scared.
lordy.
You're like, bitch, you broke my legs, please, man. She's going,
Oh my
I'm going to
God.
ride your face,
There's
motherfucker.
a story in New Zealand. This woman met this guy through a dating app and he came over to her place. They had sex. He
And then
came.
she ate his head like a female
he
spider.
came. She didn't. And she locked him in her house and said that you're not going to leave until you make me come. And then after he did make her come, after that fun was over, she didn't let him fucking go. She wanted more sex from him. And she kept him in the house
That's fair enough to make...
until he had the opportunity to call police. She literally held
That's-
him hostage
That's
because
fair
she
enough
wanted more
to
from him.
make him stay till he makes you come, but...
Yeah, no, but then she still wanted more after that.
Ladies, he's not going to last long enough.
This woman was desperate.
He ain't going to last long enough, man.
She wanted a sex slave.
Let him slide. You got to let him get out of
Boy,
there.
that's so crazy. That's so crazy.
That's fucking hilarious. Oh.
That is crazy. A woman
You
can
ain't
definitely be
getting
crazy.
out until I fucking come.
I feel like men sometimes are like that as well. If
Yeah,
they
but men
struggle
are
to
easy.
come.
You just stroke a little cock and they come.
Yeah, but they're
real
not
fast.
all like that. Some
Yeah,
are a
they
lot more
are.
difficult.
99.999% of men
No, they're not.
would come within 10 minutes of that shit.
Like the other day, we celebrated his birthday. Leon is officially
Who
now.
listens to the podcast, man? Do we have any prying
What are you on about?
motherly eyes?
No. Leon, motherly eyes. My mom's not watching this. She will only watch the first
Привет,
30 seconds.
как дела?
Mum, if you are, I apologize. Please turn this off at this very moment. It was Leon's birthday. This is just talking about coming in general.
25.
Leon turned 25. Woo!
I'm quarter of a century, my boy.
Yes. So I woke him up.
Old as a motherfucker.
I woke him up with a bit of a sucky, twisty, triple X 5000.
The two-handed, twisty, gawk 9000, or whatever the fuck you call it.
With the, with the triple X gok. And then we had a bit of fun throughout the day, a bit of sex. Yes, I know, surprising. We have sex, crazy shit. And then at the end of the night, after we hadn't gone out, we had a few drinks. I was literally falling asleep. We got back to camp. I was lying in the tent. I was falling asleep. I was just dying. Like,
Zoom in on that, catch that.
babe, I'm horny. I'm like, babe, tomorrow. He's like, no, but I'm horny now.
It's my birthday.
I'm
You
horny
gotta
now.
suckle that.
It wasn't his birthday anymore because it was already like 4 a.m. in the morning or
Yeah,
something.
but my birthday goes for the whole week.
Anyway, so I was like, all right. So, I thought, okay, maybe if I just stroke it, he's gonna like,
Normally I would. Normally you should just stroke
he's
it
just,
and I'll just...
I'm gonna stroke it. It's gonna be an
Done
easy
deal.
one. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna put in much effort. I've already done that today. Just a bit of stroking. Nothing. And in the midst of this, I'm dozing off. I'm just like, I'm fighting myself. Like I stop and I'm like, and I wake up and I'm like, oh my god, I'm actually doing something right now. So then I carry on. I'm like, okay,
But
I
it's
need
not
to.
cutting the mustard,
It wasn't working, and I was in the middle of falling asleep. And then so I get up on my knees. I need to do more of a performance for this beautiful man over here. I get on my knees.
This is like
So
the
I
X
stay
Factor show,
awake.
man. You don't want to get the cross from Simon.
I get on my knees
Gotta
and
prove
I'm
yourself.
sitting there and nothing's happening. And I'm falling asleep as I'm stroking away. Like my eyes are shutting and my strokes are getting slower. And then I wake up and I'm like, okay, I gotta go faster. And then I go slower. And then I'm like, okay, I gotta go faster. Nothing's happening. I'm like, oh my God, I have to put in more effort. I wasn't planning for this. My mouth is dry. I've had a lot to drink already. But I'm gonna make it wet. I'm gonna put my mouth on top of it. I'm gonna put my mouth on top of it. I'm gonna bring some action, a little bit of moisture into this. I'm gonna try and do the twisty gok gok 3000. Just not as much lubrication because I was just a bit dry in the mouth. And oh my lordy, this man was just not coming. It was taking him a goddamn while. A goddamn while. I don't even remember the end part of it. I know he did eventually, but I don't remember it because I was, one, drunk, and two, extremely tired. But sometimes, you guys, you do take a while.
When you're on that booze train, it's hard to get off.
How do you even no? But like,
There's
how
only
are you even horny?
there
when
is
you're
no
drunk?
more. There's not many stops when you get aboard the booze train.
How are you? Even
It keeps
horny?
going past each station, and there is just no getting off. Sometimes, sometimes it takes a little while when you're drunk, but it's the fun of the game.
Does it even like
You
when
gotta
you're
keep
drunk?
your head in the game,
Wait, hello. When you're drunk, does it even feel good for you? Like, do you how like considering to
Yeah,
if you
to a
compare
degree.
it to sober
To a degree, it
and
feels
drunk?
all good. Yeah.
What do
you
you mean to a degree?
Just takes a little bit longer to
So it
reach
mustn't
that
feel as-
climax.
Wait, it mustn't feel as good then.
Well, you're just a little bit desensitive from.
Desensitized.
You got the whiskey willy, is what I like to call it.
Yeah. Okay. So that means you don't feel as much pleasure. Yeah.
Mm.
So how are you horny then? How are you horny?
Because why not?
Or are you just trying to take advantage of the fact it's your birthday and you're like, I want to come as much as I can in one day?
No, I just had an inkling,
You're like, you know what? I want a
little-
bit of that Gog Gog 1000.
A little twitch in my pitch.
Twitch in your pitch.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got to satisfy that demon.
Did you satisfy that demon?
And that's a red hot demon,
Was it
That's
really?
a go to church on Sunday and Monday for that demon. Sometimes.
I didn't know you were religious, babe.
No, that ain't,
No.
that ain't about that ain't no godly religion, that one. Oh,
It's a leaf, my love.
Oh.
Just a leaf.
I thought there was a bug landing on me. We got off track a little bit there.
We're talking about abusive relationships and you being in that situation.
Yeah, we got that man out of there. Stat! Real quick. Surprised she didn't take our number plate down and find where we lived, because we only lived around the corner. Well, I didn't live there.
Because she's a
It was my brother's
psycho.
stay.
How, if you're in that sort of relationship, right, and this guy was in an abusive relationship, he's got 2 casts on his legs.
Because she's
Did he
got
approach
that
the police? Do you
voodoo
approach the
clan.
authorities? Or do you get laughed at if you
You
do?
probably get laughed at. But the thing is, I think when you go to the police, you got to take a picture of the perpetrator. You got to take a picture of your missus there so that they don't just laugh at it. Because if you were so-called beating me, they would just laugh because you're a midget.
Do you think they would laugh though?
Yeah, but if you take a
is
photo
it
of
not
the
taken
perpetrator,
seriously?
if you take a photo of the perpetrator and she's about $1.60 and about a 6 foot on the dot and about $1.60, I reckon they won't laugh because
I don't know.
that's like getting bashed up by
I don't
Lennox
know.
Lewis or something. You know what I mean?
I feel like I don't know. It's hard to say because I have a story.
That's David Tour
I have a story
coming at you. Or you put a wig on David Tour and that's her. That was her.
As I was saying, I have a story
Yes.
of my mum's friend, who okay, so I won't name who it is, so nobody knows who it is. But my mom's friend met a man online. She was living in Russia at the time. She wanted to get married. She wanted to settle down, but not to just any man. She wanted to settle down with a foreign man, a man living in a Western country, because she wanted a better life for her and her future family and her family in Russia. And so she got in contact with an agency, made a profile in Russia, and they connected her to a New Zealand man who she then ended up marrying, and she didn't speak any English, zero English. And I've known her for many years now. She's married to this man. They have twins. And yeah, I remember when I was a kid and I'd visit her house, she couldn't speak English. And she used to yell at him in Russian. And he would understand. He would understand, even though he didn't speak any, but he would understand what she was meaning. So it was a really interesting relationship because he was a very shy bloke, very hardworking, very shy. And she was a very strong, very dominant woman, and she knew what she wanted, right? Anyway, so there was a situation in their relationship. By the way, she speaks English now. They've been married for many years now. She finally speaks English. And they're able to communicate between each other. And he actually understands a fair bit of Russian because of this. But there was a situation where I don't know exactly what happened, but they had a fight. She got really angry and they bought a new leather couch and she started stabbing the couch with the knife, and so she ruined the whole entire couch. She ripped it up, cut it up, stabbed it up and all. And he called the police on her, and they came to the house and they look at him, and he's this really tall guy, really tall guy, and this little small lady, the small little Russian lady. And they just looked at him, they laughed, and they said, look, maybe it's best you go spend your night at a hotel and tomorrow come back and sort it out with your wife,
But if that was a lady calling the police on a man, even if he be 5'4" and she be about 6'2", they would still tell him off and arrest him and act so serious. You know what I mean?
You reckon? So, and that's so interesting.
Bandanas. Don't let me forget that. Just remember bandanas.
What about bandanas, my love?
Well, I had an idea that we should be wearing bandanas. I want to wear bandanas.
All right.
And get like a Wingingit bandana made. But anyway, just remember bandanas. Just don't forget bandanas.
Guys, coming to a shop near
I
you.
just came with an idea for bandanas because it's light on my head and I feel like I'd look really cool if I had a bandana on.
You actually would suit a bandana for sure.
I have a photo where I look really cool in this bandana. It was at Colin's house at a pool party we had for a couple of years back.
And you felt real cool.
And I had a bandana. It looks really cool because I hate to see my long hair, like Trunk's hair, like coming out of the bandana.
Oh, yeah.
Look really good. Anyway, we're talking about abusive people.
All right. Mr. ADHD in the corner. Bandanas, guys.
I know, I just say it so it's on record so I don't forget it.
Got it. But yeah, so that is so interesting because women and men are separated and women are usually the victims, but when the man is in that situation, he feels very helpless because he just gets laughed in his face. And I feel like a lot of us have been in situations maybe or relationships with people who are abusive, but you never come forward about it
Well, it's
because
hard,
you're too
yeah.
embarrassed to.
Also, as a man, it's like you can't do much because it's like if you tell on her, they don't do nothing. But if you smack the bitch back, then you get in trouble. Like my old boy, for instance. He was with his ex-partner, and she was a bit psycho. And one day they were getting into a heated fight, argument, whatever, and she smashed a TV on his head, like
What?
one of those old box TVs, like those mini box TVs.
Jesus,
So
an old box TV.
Yeah, she smashed her on his head.
Oh my lordy.
And then so she was attacking. Well, first I think she was attacking him with scissors and everything, and like then she's like smashed a TV on his head.
Oh my, that's pretty much trying to murder somebody.
And he's a big dude though. He was like, I think he's like 6'2" or something.
Scissors.
And then he punched her in the face and broke her jaw, and then
Hell yeah.
And then he got charged with male assaults female, and now
What?
he can't go to America. He can't go to certain countries because of that. And it just sort of hovers over him every now and then if he wants to do stuff. Not that he doesn't want to travel anyway over there, but yeah, that just goes to show that you can't hit them back if they are attacking you, because no matter what, it's not really in your favour.
And that is so unfair. Honestly, that is so unfair because so it's okay.
Oh, I've hit a woman.
You have?
I've struck a gal.
You have? Oh.
Yeah. Not as in like.
Drop the tea.
Not as in like, hey bitch, this not like I'm like a woman bash or nothing, but
He's coming forward with beating me.
not this one. If I hit her, she'd be dead. Look at the size of it. No, but in New Zealand when I was at clubbing with my sister, and she was pregnant at the time. And then Christy, you'll remember this if you ever watch these. Not that you're into podcasts, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, she was pregnant at the time, and we went clubbing and stuff. And then I was quite rowdy back then, and I used to like getting in the old fight after clubbing and stuff. And anyway, I got into some shit with some big islander dude who walked past with two girls, and they were big booty bitches. Anyway, big fucking David Tour looking bitches. And and so me and him get into a fight, and I'm fighting him and stuff, and I dropped him, and then these big bitches were like jumping on my back and like punching me in the head and stuff like that, and then I sort of just pushed them off, and I was just chill. I was just like fucking laughing at them or like telling them to fuck off, and then one of them was like trying to like fight my sister or like attack my sister, and she was pregnant. And so, like, I stood in front of my sister, and I was like, fuck off, don't, like, she's pregnant, sort of thing. And then she kept coming, so then I just punched her in the face.
Hey, fair enough.
I just punched her in the face because I was like, I can't have her attacking a pregnant lady, like, especially my sister, and if she hurts the baby or something.
That's acceptable.
So I smacked her clean in the mouth.
It's raining.
I smacked her clean in the mouth, and it was bleeding and shit. And then she said, I'm going to go get the police. And I said, go get the police. Oh, who cares? And then I fucking ran away and I gapped it. Anyway, it's raining, so we're going to pack up. Anyway, this was a long podcast, so fucking who cares?
Thank you guys for listening. Ciao, bye.
Winging it, ciao, Mia Mella. Oh, shit.
Save the camera, bro.